Welcome to the Shelby County Board of Education's April 24th, 2018 Board Business Meeting. Ms. Anthony, please call the roll.
Board Member Caldwell.
Here.
Board Member Orgel. Board Member Woods. Board Member Love.
Here.
Board Member McCormick. Board Member Jones.
Here.
Board Member Bibbs.
Present.
Board Member Cornell.
Aye.
Board Chair Avant.
Aye.
You have 6 present.
We have a quorum. We're going to now start with the Pledge of Allegiance and posting of the color guard. Tonight, we have from Whitehaven High School, the ROTC color guard, Cadet Major Kennedy Beck, Cadet Captain Damon Clay, Cadet Staff Sergeant Julian Jordan, and Cadet Corporal Jacinda Humphrey. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order on. Right. Face. Go. March. Live. Right. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated. Tonight we have a very special spotlight on the arts as we feature the world-famous Cordova High School Choir performing a selection that has been heard over 1 million times through a recent viral video. We would like to send a very special invitation to board member staff and the listening audience to participate in the 50th annual Orff Music All-City Concert to be held at the Cannon Center from the Performing Arts on May 8th at 7 p.m. Please contact Winkle Sterling for additional information. This is an extraordinary event to see over 300 students participate in world-class performance. Later that same week, over 1,000 student performers and artists at every SCS school will display their work at the 9th annual SCS Art Fest held at Colonial Middle School on May 12th from 10 to 3:30 p.m. Parking shuttles will be running from Overton High School. Please make plans to come and celebrate the important role of creativity, imagination, expression in educating the whole child. As a preview of what we'll be experiencing at Art Fest, we will now feature the Cordova High School Choir under the direction of Adrian Macklin, Barton Thornton Principal. The choir recently performed this selection at the SCS MLK 50 commemoration and also had the selection featured on the Choir Buzz website, which as of last week was over at 4 million views. Please enjoy this special performance, If I Can Help Somebody, arranged by Dr. Nathan Carter.
If I can help if I can if I can do. If I can if I can and my living if I can
Cordova, before you leave, we could get a picture with you, but I'd like for you all to come back and take one more bow. Please take another bow for a tremendous performance. One more bow for us. All of us.
I'll be behind the photo. I'm the guy holding the photo. I'm doing good, man. What's that?
Next, this evening, we have a very special presentation from our county trustee, Mr. David Lenore, and Regions Bank. Joining Mr. Lenore at the podium this evening are Jackson Parrish, Deborah Gates, and Carolyn Harris of Regions Bank. Mr. Lenore, if you could come forward.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Is my mic on? Yeah, very good. Good evening. It is great to be with you, Board, and Superintendent Hobson, and administration, and parents and students. That's a tough act to follow, I'm just going to tell you, but we're going to try. What a great job by the students at Cordova High School. It's been in middle school. How about that? It's great to be with you tonight. We're going to have Christmas in April. We try to come out at least once a year and deliver a check. We have a great relationship with the school system, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve you. We appreciate our partnership with Regions Bank. They always come up with creative ideas. I share with my staff that we are the grease that makes the governmental gears go. So we are bringing you some more money tonight.
Wow.
Through our partnership with Regions and the school system, the check tonight is $208,000. All in total, since we started this process, it's right at $1 million that we have returned to the school system. So. Again, we appreciate the opportunity to serve and to bring out this check. As you said in your introduction, I have Miss Deborah Gates, the CAO for the trustee's office, Caroline Harris with Regions, and Jackson Parrish with Regions. They have a big check for you for $208,000.
We would like to take a picture with our $208,000 check.
Thank you. Thank you. With the picture before it's cashed.
Okay, we started charging after a little bit. Passing our bills on too.
Last week it was Chris, this week it's Kat.
Now we're going to move into recognize the significant accomplishments of our students and educators. Tonight's special recognition will be different from previous, and we will read all the recognized groups together and their accomplishments. Board members will take pictures with each group at the end of those, the naming of these recognitions. Ms. Anthony will call each group up to my left. If you would come against this wall as we call your names and your groups, and we'll take pictures in that order. Our first special recognition, we would like to highlight 4 students and their mentor who have been selected to participate in the Youth Ambassadors Program. They will travel to countries on a full scholarship for a 3-week exchange program. While in those countries, they will visit local schools and participate in community service projects. The students will also create community service projects to implement in their communities here in Memphis. The students are Kendall Lee, White Station High School Youth Ambassador for Argentina, Chile. Sophie Paulty, Central High School Youth Ambassador for Argentina, Chile. Aaron Hervey, Middle College High School Youth Ambassador for the Dominican Republic. Hannah Johnson, Southland High School, will be Youth Ambassador for Brazil. Octavia Gathing, Spanish teacher at Central High School, Adult Mentor for the Dominican Republic. Congratulations to those groups, and if they would come over here to the left. Let's give them applause. Tyler Harris is the recipient of the TSAA Mr. Basketball Award. He is a student at Cordova High School. Tyler averaged over 30 points per game, and he is McDonald's All-American nominee. He is also an ESMARC All-American player, as well as 3-time district MVP. Tyler is an all-state player and the TN Gatorade Player of the Year. Congratulations to Tyler. Is Tyler here? Our next recognition is Mitchell High School varsity cheer squad, who competed in the Universal Cheer Association's competition in Lexington, Kentucky. The Mitchell High School cheerleaders placed first in the game day divisions, as well as first place in the medium varsity division. The head coach is Jaleesa Hudson, and the principal is Mr. Kelvin Meeks. We are very proud of you. We're going to have you also come up for your recognition. Our next recognition is Highland Oaks Middle School chess team. The team recently placed first at the 2008 National Junior High Chess Championship. Highland Oaks chess team brought home the K9 unrated championship after competing against more than 1,000 students in a 3-day tournament. This is the first year Highland Oaks Middle has competed in chess tournaments. That is phenomenal. Mr. Mitchell is the sponsor of the chess club, and Monica Bates is principal. Congratulations to Highland Oaks Chess Club. And if they are present, if they would come up. Congratulations to you all. Tonight, we would also like to recognize the accomplishments of our SCS educators, Jessica Stone of Bell Forest Community School and Antoinette Jones Richardson of White Station Middle School have been nominated for the 2017-2018 National Life Changers of the Year Award. Life Changer of the Year recognizes and rewards the best educators and high school district employees across the U.S. who make a difference in the lives of our students. Mrs. Stone was nominated by an anonymous colleague for her work with getting to know each of the 1,200 students at her school. Mrs. Jones Richardson, a 6th grade social studies teacher, was nominated by her principal, Charlotte Damley. Both women were praised for their excellence, influence, and leadership. Thank you for all you do for our students. Thank you, and please come forward if you're present. And that is the last of our recognitions, and board members could come forward and we'll take pictures with each group.
Everybody up for pictures?
Are they going one at a time or four then? No, is she with chess?
No, she's Mitchell by herself.
Don't go away. Hey guys, don't go away. Chess club.
Board members will now move to the approval of the agenda. Wanted to refer to the superintendent if there are any amendments to the agenda.
I don't see any.
No? Seeing no amendments? Can we get a roll call vote, Ms. Anthony?
Board Member Caldwell.
Aye.
Board Member Oracle. Board Member Woods.
Aye.
Board Member Love.
Aye.
Board Member Jones. Board Member Bibbs.
Aye.
Board Member Cornell.
Aye.
Board Chair Avant.
Aye.
You have 8 ayes.
The agenda is approved. We have a quorum. The agenda is approved. We'll now move to the public comments. Tennessee law makes no specific provisions for the participation of the public at the meetings of local boards of education. However, board policy provides that not more than 30 minutes of each regular business and special call meeting shall be devoted to public comment. Speakers must state their name, home address, organization he or she is representing, if any, and the subject of the presentation before they are permitted to proceed. Speakers may offer objective comments about school operations and programs that concern them. Speakers are asked to refrain from using names of personnel or names of persons connected with the school system, particularly when lodging a complaint. Speakers will be not permitted to engage in gossip, make defamatory comments, or use abusive or vulgar language. The chairman shall have the authority to terminate the remarks of any individual who is disruptive or does not adhere to board rules. The timer projected to the right and directly behind the board will turn yellow when you have 30 seconds remaining. When you hear 2 bells, your time has expired. All right, our first is Tara Lynn McChristian. We have youth organizers, and if we could have one representative to speak. And then the student reps, student advocates will be the third. Ms. McChristian.
Good evening. Tara Lynn McChristian, 4395 Revere Cove, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Speaking on behalf of, as a parent, about textbooks. I would like to speak as a parent of an incoming 3rd grader who is considered gifted. It is vital that our district takes the voices of parents, teachers, students in consideration when making decisions to adopt and purchase textbooks/curriculum to replace the 10+ year adoption purchase we currently are using. Our standards have changed, as well as the requirements they are being asked to fulfill. For example, the 5th grade standards are now moved to 3rd grade. It would not be possible to gather enough usable 5th grade textbooks to assist the 3rd graders in what they need. Imagine the undue stress that will be placed on students, teachers, and administrators. Please, as you decide on the science adoption and purchase, keep in mind the demands from the change standards and the needs of the students, teachers, administrators, and parents. Thank you.
Youth organizers. I don't have specific names, which we need specific names for those. Oh, it's our young folks that came last time. Okay. Mallory, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Wonderful.
Well.
And how many are speaking?
There's 8 of us. 6.
Okay. 6.
of us.
Okay. So
Let's
4
give
minutes. 4 minutes.
Okay.
Good evening. My name is Mallory King, and I'm a junior at Ridgeway High School. We want to thank the superintendent and the school board for supporting us in the walkout. We all share the same goals of creating safer schools, and we believe this process of bettering our schools is important, and we value the insight and experience of those who have experienced SCS policy firsthand, students. I will now pass it to SCS students who have recommendations from their schools.
Good evening. My name's Savannah Thompson. I'm a freshman at White Station High School. A sexual misconduct policy should be immediately implemented into all Shelby County schools. Currently, there is no defined sexual misconduct policy, and the only slightly relevant policy to the topic of sexual violence is the bullying and harassment policy, which only says that students are prohibited from conduct aimed at defining a student in a sexual manner and conduct impugning the character of a student based on allegations of sexual promiscuity. The last 3 years of my life, every day I was sexually harassed in middle school. I have experienced this for so long, and due to the lack of a specific sexual misconduct policy, I have been and still am placed in classes with people who have sexually harassed me and then told to be less dramatic and to not make a big deal out of it. It's a big deal. I'm a fellow with Memphis Against Sexual Harassment and Assault, and we have created a comprehensive sexual misconduct policy which clearly defines sexual violence and is directly based of the Title IX, a federal civil rights law which prohibits discrimination based on sex, which includes sexual harassment and assault. In this policy, we explain clear definitions of sexual violence and how reported situations should be handled within schools. We as Shelby County school students are demanding that this policy be implemented so that students, including myself, do not have to go to school expecting sexual harassment every day.
Hello, my name is Haley Smith and I'm a senior at Central High School. I'm here to talk about to stop kicking students out of high schools and find out the problem. The school to prison pipeline is something that can easily be dismantled by the school system. The restorative justice policy is already established and only needs to be implemented in our schools. I believe enforcing alternatives to suspensions and expulsions will take more time. However, it will help students and staff understand each other. From those conversations, youth are heard and seen as humans. By listening, you de-escalate students who are on edge. You consult with youth who need a shoulder to cry on, and you help us know that you see us as us. To my peers who stand with me and agree with these recommendations, please stand up. To the school board members here, my question to you is, will you listen to us and our insights on what will lead us to end school violence? Thank you.
My name is Asada Ba. I'm a freshman at Whitehaven High School. We always hear the saying communication is key. This is very true, especially in our schools. Our recommendation is to make time for teachers and administration to have one-on-one time with students so they can truly understand them. What this could look like is teachers and students eating lunch together. At Whitehaven, this was a recommendation largely agreed on. And this is important because not all the students that are labeled lazy are lazy, and not all the students labeled bad are bad. These students may be troubled and need support. Everyone needs a mentor every once in a while, and schools should be a place to find this support. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ladiva Coleman, and I'm a senior at Freedom Prep High School. I feel that we need more counselors and support groups to help students with what they are going through in and outside of school, because a lot of students face a lot of problems that most teachers and administrators don't take into account when they discipline students. This will make our schools safer because having counselors will allow students to talk out their problems so that they won't have to act out in classroom settings. To my peers who stand with me and agree with this recommendation, please stand up. To the school board members here, my ask to you is you will listen to us and our insights on what will lead to less violence in our schools. Thank you.
Good evening, I am Becca Folks-Lalou, and I'm a senior at White Station High School. My recommendation is that a conflict resolution courses be implemented for K-8 students. These courses should give adolescents the skills necessary to de-escalate conflict that they experience. As a trained conflict resolution facilitator, I recognize the impact that this training has had on my ability to address conflict within my life and the power that it could give my peers. If we begin educating students on how to solve conflict nonviolently, we can begin creating a culture of nonviolence within our schools and community. Thank you.
Hi, again, I'm Savannah Thompson, and I'm a freshman at White Station. My recommendation, or my second recommendation, is that we create a mental health class for all Shelby County School students. We, Shelby County School students and allies, are demanding that a mental health class be implemented due to the prevalence of mental health or lack of mental health in our society. Students need resources such as counselors in our schools that we can actually meet with and talk to. We need to be able to have this relationship with trained counselors to support us in our mental health. People with mental health issues are not the problem. The lack of resources for people with mental illnesses, such as myself, is the problem. To my peers who agree with this recommendation, please stand. To the school board members here, my ask is that you will listen to us and our insights on what will lead to less violence in schools.
Hi again. Another recommendation is that we want your support in resisting the state and local effort to arm teachers and administrators with guns. Arming teachers with guns will not make our schools safer because we don't know what could be going on in teachers' minds throughout the day. My belief is if a student can shoot other students with guns, so can teachers. If students confide in teachers to ensure that they are educated and not targeted by violence, then this should be the case with all Shelby County schools. Thank you.
Our final recommendation is that we keep supporting student activism and student voice in Shelby County schools. We recognize that SCS has been a partner in the walkouts, and we ask for your continued support. As students, we must be given the opportunity to have youth representation in spaces that ultimately determine the outcome of the school system we are a product of. We ask that youth are visibly and vocally involved in decision making, because in all actuality, we are the ones sitting in the classrooms day after day. For this partnership to continue, youth must continue to have a seat at the table. Youth voice should not look like tokenism. It should look like equity. It should look like students being given fair, impartial spaces to use their voices. In conclusion, the youth of SCS are choosing to use their voices. The question is, will you let them?
In conclusion, we are currently compiling a full report from the walkouts we'd like to share with you. On our website, walkoutmemphis.weebly.com, anyone can submit a recommendation if anyone has anything else that needs to be addressed. As youth, we want our voices to be heard. We believe safety is a bipartisan issue. We want the Shelby County School legacy to continue, but we will never get the results wanted from students we will never get the results wanted from adults that are needed from students if we do not feel like we have a voice. We don't want to make the choice. We are tired of being oppressed, and we are tired of being cast aside. Students are wanting a voice at the table, and it is your job to open that floor to us. Thank you.
Thank you to our students. We appreciate you coming to share your voice with us. Next, I'd like to call Versi Hill, Crescent Bynum, and Sierra Wilder. Versi Hill.
Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is Versi Fultz Hill. I'm a Shelby County school teacher for 22 plus years. I had an opportunity to be summoned in the office to let me know that I'm a teacher without a position, assigned and reassigned to no assignment. But that's okay. But I'm here to have walking, breathing data to show that Cosmetology is alive and well, and they are making their mark in society. And they're here to talk to you, the board, about not closing CTE programs in cosmetology at Cordova High School or any other school. And it is a sad indictment when I've been named level 5 teacher, prestige teacher, but that's okay. But I want to make sure that the children sang the song, "My living won't be in vain." It won't be in vain if these children can keep their career going.
Good evening. My name is Tanaya Murphy, and I live at. My name is Tanaya Murphy. I live at 6913 Country Manor Drive. I'm a cosmetology student at Cordova High School. I am representing students in my class periods 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. I want to know why the principal and the others decided to close the cosmetology program without asking us or our parents. We get surveys to talk about teachers. I and my classmates did not receive a letter or group response as to why the program is being closed. We learn every day in our class why would I attend another school when you offer this program in my school. My education matters. Superintendent Hobson, you let principals know that to let us march in support of the lives lost in shooting. Please use the same power to let principals know not to change our programs. Bring them back. This is my request. I am a customer at Cordova High School. My education matters. This is why I am here today to voice my opinion about my future as a career professional in cosmetology. My teacher matters. Bring her back to the school. Ms. Bercy Hill, Ms. Bercy F. Hill. I have data from the state website, Deputy of Education Human Services. Their salaries range in the $30,000 to $40,000 on average. I can get a BS degree in chemistry if I so desire. I also want my cosmetology license. This is the.
Thank you, Ms. Bynum. Ms. Murphy, thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sierra Wilder. My address is 7136 Brook Mill Cove. I'm here to give credibility testimony to the fact that students do and will graduate from high school licensed with a cosmetology license. I'm a successful licensed cosmetologist. I am also partnered in my own salon this year. I am living proof, and I am your primary source of raw data today. I'm a former graduate student from MCS schools, now SCS, student in the year of 2012. My cosmetology license is now available to see online at the Department of Commission and Insurance. I also brought my license with me today to show you guys. I am living proof. Yes. I got all my hours in high school. I actually work very, very hard. Staying after school, she has been a great help to me, like, tremendously. She also taught me interview skills, job interview skills, and how to deal with people on a daily. It helps a lot. People skills, because I'm a very shy person. But I just want to let you guys know that it's important to me and everyone else. And thank you.
So just for clarity, for the folks that signed up, are you Ms. Bynum?
No, actually, I am Janita. I am one of her.
So Janita, did you sign up on the list today? Okay, well, ma'am, there's a process that we have to follow. So, Ms. Bynum, if you could come up next.
Yes, good afternoon. I am Chef Bynum. I am currently a culinary arts instructor at Hamilton High School. Not only is on the agenda to close the culinary program at Hamilton High, but other CTE programs, which are the career technology educational programs. These programs enable our students to become work-based, to learn work-based skill and professionalism. These skills are needed, not just in culinary arts or cosmetology, but it's needed in all career sets. 50% of all our children have some type of IEP. Skills they learn from CTE, Career Technology Education, allows them to be productive citizens in our community. Students Ready in 2025 include all of CTE programs. I just want to highlight Ms. Miller. She didn't know I was going to do this, but just to give you some examples, not only was her program overall #1 in the state of Tennessee in 2017, which she represented Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County well when we went to CTE and competed against all schools in the state of Tennessee. So these are programs that you're shutting down, which our students need, these work-based career sets.
Thank you, Ms. Bynum. Shalise Davis, Sherry Cross, and Tequila Rooker.
Hi, my name is Shalise Davis, and I'm representing from Cordova High as a parent. I'm coming on the behalf of the program as well, a cosmetologist. We wasn't aware from the school or anybody of the board to letting us know that the program was closing. I was informed by my daughter, which was I didn't feel that was the right proper way to let us know that the program was closing. After we was told that it was a 3-year program, which she's in the 10th grade, no funds was going to be reversed back or anything, but this program is pretty great for our kids to be able to have credit and everything else to move forward. And as well, Ms. Hill is a very good person for this program as well as a teacher. And we don't understand why it's closing at Cordova High, but all the other locations still have the program that's going as well. But we never was informed about the program was closing by our children telling us this. So I'm coming back to say that it's a very good program. Ms. Hill does a very good job for the kids, and they got great credits going and good things learning of this program, and I do not want this program to leave Cordova High.
Shirley Cross.
Good evening. My name is Shirley Cross, 1000 Sutton Place. I'm an ESP with UEA. School board members, superintendent, and staff, thank you for your dedication to supporting public school in Shelby County, Tennessee. We know that poverty is one of our education community's greatest problems. We have been asking for a living wage for the low-paid hourly employees of Shelby County schools for several years. We were both excited and pleased that the superintendent is working to lift up some employees to a $15 minimum wage. Some does not mean all. Make it right. In this year, 2018, MLK 50 years after the murder of Dr. Martin Luther King, some Shelby County schools should have already provided a living wage for our employees. Make it right. In this year, 2018, all SCS employees both want and need this raise, including part-time hourly employees. Make it right. Thank you for following up with this. Make it right.
Good evening, Tequila Rooker, President of the United Education Association. Ms. Cross said, make it right, so let's make it right. Today I come to speak on behalf of the association. UEA, TEA, and NEA would like to thank you all, superintendent, the district, and I'm assuming the board members for being to extend, well not extend, but honor the MOU that we have in place. We received the notice on April the 18th, and we wanted to thank you all for allowing us to continue to be recognized as an association as we continue the partnership to work toward improving the teachers and students' working and learning conditions. So I would like to thank you all for that. With that being said, I would also just like to bring awareness to some internet restrictions that have taken place within this last week. We've received several concerns from educators
that are not able to access resources via the internet, even documents that have been provided by the Curriculum and Instruction Department. So we ask that you please give some attention to that matter. And I have a colleague that will come and speak to the 10 ready concerns as well. Thank you.
So in oversight, we left over, there were 2 student organizations that were speaking tonight. We have Southwest Early College High School. I think there are 6 students.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Hello, my name is Liberty Downs. I'm in the 9th grade at Southwest Early College High School and a member of Student Advocacy Program. I am speaking about student representation. The Student Advocacy Program helps students define both where they stand educationally and personally. Student rights are important. The rights we as students deserve to have a voice in our education. More voice, more choice. Student advocacy is important to us because we are able to voice our opinion. It gives us courage never to back down from a challenge in any and everything we do in life. It is our responsibility to take action of what we believe is right and what we believe is wrong. We would love for the student board leaders to learn that although we are students in high school, we still have our opinion on things that goes on in today's society. It is very important for leaders to listen because with listening comes creativity. Creativity leads to opportunity. Opportunity saves lives. This cycle happens because someone such as yourself reached out and gave us the courage and motivation to change. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Rachel Hester, and I'm in the Campaign for School Equity Student Advocacy Program as a freshman at Southwest Early College High School. Today, I'm coming in front of you to inform you on what student advocacy is. It allows us students to decide on problems we have throughout the day and find possible ways of solving them. Student advocacy allows me to be open and honest about issues we face day to day. Student advocacy lets me express how I feel about the way the day runs and our experiences. Looking in from the outside, you won't always know what we experience. Allowing students to speak gives you an opportunity to see what we go through. This is why it is important for the Shelby County School Board to add a student representative to the board. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kyrie Neal, and I'm a freshman at Southwest Early College High School. I'm a member of Campaigns for Student Equity's Student Advocacy Program. The program teaches me about advocacy and gives me opportunities to advocate within my school and within my community. The reason why I decided to join student advocacy was not only to let my voice be heard, but let other voices be heard within my community and my school. Today, I would like to share a few examples for events that I participated in for student advocacy. Student Advocacy Day was a great way for us to spread our thought and ideas with elected officials in Nashville. We discussed the problems we face within our school and communities with elected officials. Last week, student advocates at Southwest planned a student walkout. Our walkout day was our way to express ourselves within our community, to show themselves the importance of safety in our schools and community, and to give memorial to those that died within the school of Florida. All students, regardless of their race and religion, beliefs, and their gender, etc., we have a voice, and our voice needs to be heard, not just in Memphis, Shelby County, or Tennessee, but in the United States.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, my name is Taisha Carson. I'm a freshman at Southwest Early College High School and a member of the Campaign for School Equity's Student Advocacy Program. CSE operates the Student Advocacy Program in 10 high schools in Shelby County. The goal of the Student Advocacy Program is to provide students with an effective voice to change significant obstacles faced in school. The program allows students to not only be heard, but to be recognized for changes and effectiveness in life itself. The Student Advocacy Program allows me to speak out about the obstacles that many students face in the school system. I have grown to speak about my concerns as a first-hand student who is facing problems. As a student advocacy member, I'm allowed to speak about the problems such as bullying, lunch quality, student learning environments, and even citywide problems. The program allows me to develop as a student, a leader, and most importantly, an advocate. Because of the Student Advocacy Program, I think it is important to have a student representative on the Shelby County School Board.
Hello, my name is Frederick Smith, and I attend Southwest Early College High School. I am a member of the Campaign of School Equity's Student Advocacy Program. On this day, I have come to speak to the board about my experience in this advocacy program and how I have applied it to real world situations. One of my favorite This program was capable of many things. It also helped us when we visit the Capitol in Nashville. This event is very important to me because, and as an advocate, I would like for my voice to be heard by elected officials. On April 20th, 2018, my fellow advocates and I planned and we as a school community can come together as one, because more people we have to participate, the more we can turn our problems into solutions. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Janiyah Huffman, and I am a freshman in Southwest Early College High. On behalf of my peers and fellow students across Shelby County, we would like to formally ask Shelby County School Board to reinstate a student representative on the board. It's important to put a student on the board because adults do not always understand from the outside looking in what students go through day to day at school. Students bring a different perspective on education issues. We will give our honest thoughts and ideas about education issues, as well as reach out to our peers about the important issues affecting our district to get their feedback. Student voice is important and is needed. Our generation wants to make a difference and advocate on behalf of our peers to better our school district. We would like to ask that Shelby County School Board include a representative on the board by 2018-2019 school year and continue having a student for years to come. As student advocates, we think it would be a good idea to have stronger students attend a school board meeting. We think that a few students could attend school board meetings as representatives on behalf of their schools. These students could serve on rotating representatives on the board, so that more students could have opportunity to speak up. Each month, the school representatives will meet and discuss on the board meetings. And that month's rotating student representative could present the group's ideas on the board.
Thank you, ma'am.
Our group is excited and is willing to help
Ma'am.
plan and implement it of the student
Thank
representative
you.
board. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, we'll now have the next three speakers up: Lisa Jurgensen, Nishella Johnson, and Paisley Thompson.
A lot.
I know.
The student groups took up too much.
Student groups
They
signed
didn't
up
say
as groups rather
instead
than
of
individuals. We're way behind.
Ms. Jordan.
Good evening. I'm Lisa Jorgensen, 743 Beasley Street, Memphis, Tennessee, with the United Education Association. Thank you, school board, superintendent, and staff for allowing me to speak today. Sounds really piddling, but this is something that's affecting thousands of elementary school teachers here in Shelby County Schools right now. As you know, Shelby County Schools teachers have been working overtime to implement the reading, math, science, and social studies curriculums needed for the students' success. Due to a lack of current textbooks and concrete curriculum materials, teachers have been supplementing the paper materials with internet-based learning supports. The district has been helpful, and Curriculum and Instruction has posted expeditionary learning PowerPoints to be accessed online for the use of the teachers and their students. But this week they got blocked and restricted on the internet from the schools. The EL PowerPoints were restricted, so was Brain Pop, so was Teachers Pay Teachers. When resources are removed without notice, it seems an obstruction, and it feels like a conspiracy to see the students and their teachers fail. Please fix it. Thank you.
Nishelda Johnson, 130 South Front Street, 319, Memphis, Tennessee, 38103. We've spent the better part of the last 12 years with a test-based accountability movement that has not led to better results or better conditions for our children. What it has led to is a situation that's accepted a narrowing of the curriculum, teaching to the test mentality, a poorly constructed redefinition of what good education is. Today, a good education is narrowly defined as a good test score. What it has led to is a culture of compliance in our schools. As an educator, student, teacher, advocate, and parent, I ask, what can we do now, today? This is an official call to action. Parents, will you act? Board members, will you act? Colleagues, will you act? I ask you to seize the opportunity of not punishing teachers for a flawed test system that uses your voice to prevent this year and use your voice to prevent this year's data from impacting Tennessee teachers. Call, email, write your legislators, and let them know that a flaw in the system is a compromise of the integrity of the process. Now is the time. Today is the day. Be the change. Thank you for your support.
Paisley Thompson.
Good evening. My name is Paisley Thompson, 3325 West Rosita Circle. I am in the 5th grade at Whitehaven Elementary STEM Academy. I am here to discuss science textbooks / curriculum. I believe that our textbooks should be replaced because our current science books are out of date. There's a lot of information in our science books that is from back before probably we were born. And so this information is not valuable to us anymore. And now with our new standards coming in as well, we need textbooks to change what is being learned. We also need to change this because we are in the process of adopting these new standards, and this will change how we learn. With our new STEM coming in, we need to be able to understand what is being taught by our teachers. Thank you for keeping these changes in mind.
Thank you, Paisley.
Who's going to be a politician?
Keith Williams. Next 3 speakers are Keith Williams, Rosemary Winters, Suzanne Evans.
Good evening. Superintendent Hobson, Ms. Avant, board members, ladies and gentlemen. Here again, we find ourselves appearing before this board seeking guidance, clarification, and decency. It should not be a difficult thing to expect staff, especially the professional staff, to treat other professional educators with dignity and respect. We deserve that. This is the 3rd year running that I have personally stood at this board and asked for clarification of best fit. It is a phrase used on the accessing protocol for teachers that no one has defined yet. It could mean I don't like the way you look, think, or smell, but we don't know what it means. You just lose your job. Furthermore, there should be something done to speak to the CTE program. All we do know is that 300 teachers have been displaced, and they do not know why they're displaced. The district has refused to meet with these teachers, and the CTE director is not above the law. He should be required to meet and explain his program to teachers. That is what we asked for, and that is what we are demanding.
Good evening. Rosemary Winters, MSCEA, 126 Flicker, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104. My subject is Tennessee assessments. Testing in Tennessee public schools has become an economic enterprise. No one appears to be benefiting from the testing students in Tennessee but Questar, the testing company in Minnesota. The state of Tennessee spends over $7 million annually for a test that has failed the last 3 years. Superintendent Hobson sent teachers today a memo sharing Commissioner Candace McQueen's perspective on the components of the recent legislative concerns, the failure of the properly administering the 2017-18 10-ready TCAP and end-of-course testing. Basically, the legislation gives local schools board option for counting percentage of the test, state testing. My concern to you, exactly, what will the state test be used for, and could this testing district have found a greater use for the $7 million spent on failed tests?
My name is Suzanne Evans, and I live at 2446 McKinnon in Memphis. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Shelby County Board. As a custodial grandparent of a special needs child, I would like to take this opportunity to speak on his behalf. I am asking that your transfer policy be reevaluated for children with needs beyond everyday learning. His mother has not played an active role in his life, and his father, my son, is currently overseas serving our country. Currently, he is taking 3 different medications daily. His doctor recently added a 4th medication, but the school continuously did not administer the medication necessary to relieve his daily anxiety. He's 11 years old and in the 4th grade for the 2nd year. In the beginning of 4th grade last year, another student choked him, straddled him for no apparent reason, according to his teacher, and I was not notified. Racial slurs and being provoked have played a big part in his downward spiral, with more behavioral issues and decreased grades. I'm asking that you rethink the transfer policy when a special needs child is involved, and give them the opportunity to receive their education according to FAPE and to stay in the district school system they have been transferred to if they are progressing. Thank you.
Next 3 speakers, Katie Wade James, Sue Collier, and Elijah Sledge.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Catherine Wade Hymas, Professor of Education at the University of Memphis.
Can you speak into the microphone, please?
Yes, sorry. Good evening. Dr. Catherine Wade Hymas, Professor of Education at the University of Memphis in Science Education, Curriculum, and Instruction. We are at an exciting time for science education, both in the state of Tennessee and nationally. Recognizing that our students have been underperforming in science for decades, and that there is an accompanying shortage of qualified employees for STEM and STEM careers, a new national framework for K-12 science education was recently published. This is groundbreaking work in science education that pulls together research from education and the sciences to re-envision science education. The state of Tennessee has developed a rigorous set of new science standards to accompany this framework, and they will go into effect in the 2018-2019 school year. This is the first time in decades that the standards have been updated in Tennessee. This requires a shift for teachers everywhere, and they will need guidance and support from the district. A key component of this support is having access to updated science curriculum and textbooks, which have not been updated in 10 years in this district. Not only are they not aligned with today's best practices, they no longer are aligned with the state science standards. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sue Collier, speaking as an individual. I have one question for the board. Best fit. I went into the innovation school zone because I am an excellent teacher and I believe in our students. But I was told the other day that the best fit did not apply to me in a negative way, because I was told that I was unprofessional and inappropriate. But no one could explain to me what that meant. Now, I have a definition of inappropriate, and I definitely have a definition for unprofessional. I have never been written up. I have no bad marks on me. I have good test scores. I'm an excellent teacher. I'm on my job every day, on time and early, and stay late. I just would like for someone to explain to me how I could be told that I'm not a good fit without any information.
Thank you, Ms. Collier.
Thank you.
Elijah Sledge, 389 McFarland, Memphis, Tennessee, 38109. I don't know how difficult it is to budget $1 million or to manage the largest school district in the state of Tennessee. But I do know as a parent, struggling through this self-segregated school system has been difficult. And I also know as a parent, simple things like clean clothes, electricity, having a place to stay, and transportation become eerie and frustrations with life, and being wrapped in this chaotic cloud of poverty and gun violence, yet and still is not an excuse for us not to provide the best for our children and parents. So what I'm asking for you all is to be equitable in resources and curriculum that challenge and push our students, regardless of if you feel they are ready or not. This is not, quote unquote, suffocating them or fostering a second class of citizens. We asking you to be swift in decision making because we need right now change. We can't afford to wait 6 to 10 years for change. Our children are dying every day, and they're living every day not ready for life. And finally, I ask you to be transparent in policies and procedures.
Thank you, Mr. Sledge. Art Scott. Mr. Sledge. Art Scott, Lynette Williams, Tanya Thomas.
My name is Art Scott, 7238 Great Tree Trail, Cordova, Tennessee. Proud science educator with Bolton High School, SCS, thank you, board, and a proud member of UEA, TEA, NEA. First of all, board, thank you for your dedication to our Shelby County students. I would like to address you today about our CTE programs. College, career, and technical education is an important area that should have more attention from the district, not less. My son, a 2017 Bolton High School graduate, is at TCAT now in a welding program and doing very well. The closest CTE program at Bolton High School was automotive education. My question is, why not welding or plumbing or whatever may be their passion? Okay? Why could we not offer more career-ready pathways rather than less at each school site to make our children career and college ready?
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Scott.
you.
Ms. Williams.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Lynette Williams, and I'm a community advocate as well as the executive committee chair lady for District 9, and I'm also a candidate for District 85, Tennessee House of Representatives, which Johnny Turner is retiring this year. Now, what I wanted to impress as far as the board is concerned, I would like you to reconsider the budget for next year as well as this year. We want to stop all school closings until we can get some kind of adequate evaluation of our system, and including the new legislation that just passed last week. We want to hold our teachers harmless as far as the school testing that's been going on and all the irregularities as far as the testing system is concerned. I'm also concerned about the conversion of Manor Lake as well as with
Thank you,
Jeter
Dr. Williams.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to mention this because the community is not involved, and we need to have the
Thank
community
you, Dr.
involved.
Williams.
Thank you.
Carlos Stout, Andrea Warling, and Thaddeus Hubbard. Carlos Stout. All right, we're going to move on to Andrea Warling.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Worley, and I'm here on behalf of my neighborhood, Avon Gardens. We border Summer, Stratford, Macon, and White Station. And in this border, we had the former Macon Elementary School, which is now Northeast Prep. This is an alternative school that has plagued our community for 11 years. We have two major issues. One, the school with many students that don't seem to be getting anything out of Northeast Prep, and our neighborhood that is reaping the consequences by being terrorized by them. Imagine over 50 teenagers descending upon your street, throwing rocks at your house, breaking yard ornaments, tipping basketball goals, blocking street access, and threatening. This happened last Thursday, April 19th. We feel that it's a matter of time before someone gets hurt or worse. I have talked to the school principal, and he's doing the best that he can to rein in these kids.
Thank you, Ms. Warling. Thaddeus Hubbard, Lethea Rivers, and then Laura Ross is our last.
Good evening. I'm Thaddeus Hubbard. I'm speaking on behalf of CTE. Tempers are very high, as evident tonight, and morale is very low as well. All I'm asking is just a meeting with the CTE department, with the CTE teachers. Maybe that could raise morale and lower the temper. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hubbard.
Good afternoon. My name is Letha Rivers. I live at 1765 South Orleans, Memphis, Tennessee, 38106. I am a proud parent of 4 and grandparent of 10, which 8 of those attend Shelby County Schools. I recently read in the National Assessment of Education Progress Report, I was saddened to find out that the Shelby County Schools are so far behind within the state of Tennessee. I am more hurt that the parents have known for years that the school system has been failing our children and grandchildren. But instead of listening to us, we have been blamed for their failure. Now that you have the data in black and white, this is the data. And the whole country can see how poorly the Shelby County City Schools compares our state and our other urban districts like ours.
Thank you, Ms. Rivers.
The question is,
thank you, Ms. Rivers.
What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do?
Laura Ross.
Good evening.
Okay, just a moment before you get started. Ms. Rivers, we're going to give the same respect to all the speakers so that they can be heard. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Laura Ross. I live at 517 Delta Road, Memphis, Tennessee, 38109. I've addressed this before, and I'm here again, Superintendent Dawson. Now, you know Dorsey, we had got on a good friendship, but Manor Lake and Jeter is up again. Now they're talking about merging it, and you're talking about pre-K kids all the way up to 8th graders merging possibly into one school. That's not acceptable. Y'all already merged Manor Lake and dissolved Lakeview Gardens. Now here we are again trying to, our area is dying and you're not helping us. If you take those schools out, what's gonna be left? The kids have to go all the way to Cordova. If my child is in Cordova, I have no transportation. How I'm gonna get there to see about them if they
Thank
sick?
you, Ms. Ross. Thank you.
Or if they done got in trouble or something.
Ms. Ross, thank
Just
you.
a minute.
No, ma'am.
I understand.
Ma'am, no,
but
Ms.
I
Ross.
want to know.
And
How
that
are
can be
y'all gonna
addressed afterwards, but
do
we have
this?
asked you that we have a certain amount of time allowed it to
ma'am,
public
and I
comment.
respect you, and
Thank
yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
But I'm frustrated. It's been the 6th time I've been over here about this.
Mr. Scott.
Charles Scott, 3689 Huckleberry Street, 38116, speaking on behalf of the United Shelby County Council, PTA. I passed the package out to get the update, so I won't hit on all of those. But I want to thank your school board for your patience, listening for your constituent, because you are represented. It's great to hear the voices of the students, the teachers, and the community as well. So we need to listen so that we can learn. I'm just going to get on a few points within the bulletin, the notes that I gave you. Had that opportunity to be one of the panelists on the Memphis-Shelby County Educational Spring Education Forum on January the 14th. Also, our council traveled over 500 miles to Johnson City, Tennessee to represent the school district in the Tennessee Convention. You'll see that many numerous awards that were won by the different schools and councils. In addition to that, we submitted the name of Shantae Vine as a school board representative of the year. She finished second in that case, and also in the third place in the bulletin. Because of the interest of time, you see we have our last meeting on May the 3rd, and we're inviting you all to attend.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. We are now moving forward.
Madam Chair, I know people will be leaving out, but I just want to be crystal clear that there are not going to be any CTE teachers, no CTE teacher is going to lose their job next year. Next year is a whole harmless year, and I think we've had 4 meetings with teachers, but given the concerns, I'm going to ask Dr. Brown and the team to have some more meetings with teachers. I just don't want people to walk out of here with this illusion that we're eliminating all the CTE classes and that teachers are now going to not have jobs. And I just want to also address the fact that there was the students, because they raised this issue about Cordova. Cordova is not eliminating its cosmetology department. Cordova is not eliminating its cosmetology department. So just as people are here, and I'll bring it up again in my report, but just this illusion, this discussion, this hysteria that I know some people push, that now we're going to just gut the CTE department and everybody's going to lose their job, is just not factually accurate. So I just want to say that.
Yeah, thank you, Superintendent. So I want to make sure that as we move forward in the meeting, we have given more than 30 minutes allotted time for public comments, and so let's make sure to be respectful so that we can continue to conduct our board business meeting. I'm going to ask that of the audience.